I've had a few requests wanting to hear what the Baldwins sound like, and I chose to use this Aeriola Senior receiver made by Westinghouse for RCA. The instructions for hooking up the radio are in the lid of the receiver, and as I was tuning in stations and trying to capture the sound from the Baldwins, it just did not work with a microphone. So I hooked the Baldwins and the receiver electrically up to the camera, and it surprised me that I captured pretty much what the Baldwins sound like. This receiver was introduced in 1921, and it's hard to say when this particular receiver was made, but the panel that we're looking at here is not Bakelite, it's wood, and the earlier ones were made of wood. At the upper left is the rheostat. This changes the filament voltage for the WD11, which is on the right. At the lower left is the tickler coil, the feedback coil. That's a coil that moves within a larger coil. And likewise on the right is the tuning coil. It also moves inside a larger coil. Here's a look at the inside of this receiver. And in the upper left, what looks like a fuse for your air conditioner is actually a grid leak resistor. And you can see 4 pins poking out there just below. It has 3 small pins and 1 large pin. That's for the WD11. And you can see 2 capacitors on either side of that block. Here's a look at the coils, and you can see the wire spring for the movable parts. Here's the tuning coil, and you can see it on the inside of that larger coil. And here is the tickler coil, and they both move in the same way, as we can see here when I'm turning the tickler coil inside of the larger outer coil. Now I have the radio all wired up, and I am wearing the Baldwin headphones as I'm tuning this receiver.
Appreciate everyone's praise. Thanks for letting me say that here on the air, too.
Well, Heavenly Father, we do pray. We pray for Jessica. And the fact of nausea that's so common following certain medications, following surgery. Lord, the last thing, a person who's had surgery, especially in these...
the electromagnetic surface. And then, remember, the Earth is a giant magnet. We got that iron core, and what happens is that force draws it down onto the Earth's surface. Now, 99.99% of it is just simply going to strike the ground and be absorbed into the magnetic core of the Earth. But anything that strikes our power grid, our electrical lines, railroad tracks, for example, anything metallic will carry that overload, and then if you have microcircuitry hooked in anywhere, it overloads it, drives it. There's a crucial point. Our dependence on these nerves. Think about your own house. How much of it is now computer driven?
Get more on the country's worsening drug war in world news.
Let's go to Rock Island, Illinois. Craig, let's take your question. Go ahead, Craig.
Yes, Mr. Forston, I have a question about how EMP can be generated on a local level. Is there something called compression generator? There is. And if memory serves me correctly, a tightly coiled bunch of wires that's charged by high-capacity capacitor, and then a chemical explosive is set off.